Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a concept that totally flips our traditional view of problem solving right on its head. We're going to explore an ancient Indian philosophy known as Chanakya Niti, but specifically, we're looking at how it uses one highly misunderstood animal as a seriously practical guide for navigating all the chaos of modern life.
Think about it for a second. In so many Western myths and fables, we're basically conditioned to believe the fox is malicious, cruel, or just this deceitful trickster, right? But is it actually? Well, Chanakya Niti completely challenges that assumption. By just observing nature, he realized we've basically been getting the fox all wrong. And flipping this myth actually reveals a total masterclass in survival.
So, Chanakya defines fox-like intelligence a whole lot differently than our fairy tales do. And let's get this straight right off the bat. It has absolutely nothing to do with unethical deception. None. Fun fact, did you know real foxes actually use the Earth's magnetic field to calculate the exact trajectory of their jumps? It's literally built-in radar. That is the exact level of alertness, strategy, and adaptability we're talking about here. It's all about self-protection and really mindful action, because when brute force completely fails, this type of clever, calibrated thinking is exactly what protects your dignity and helps you make calm, smart decisions.
Here's our survival playbook for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the power of silent observation. Second, why patience outlasts physical power. Third, adaptability and hidden strength. Fourth, escaping unnecessary battles. And finally, how you can actually apply this fox intelligence today.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the power of silent observation, watch before moving. Picture a super tense workplace meeting where everyone just has to share their opinion. The person who jumps in immediately, taking premature action, well, they usually end up wasting a ton of energy and making totally avoidable mistakes, mostly because they're driven by emotion. But the person practicing silent observation, they're quietly conserving their effort, just letting everyone else reveal their hands, and ultimately, they succeed calmly. It just goes to show that true intelligence actually wins the game long before a conflict even gets started.
It all boils down to this absolutely crucial idea. Silence is not weakness. Honestly, it's a superpower. When you listen way more than you speak, you are actively gathering data. People will literally just hand you their strengths, their weaknesses, and their hidden motives if you just let them keep talking. You see, trust and leverage are earned through quiet observation, not through empty words.
Moving right along to Section 2. Patience outlasts physical power. Timing over speed.
Sure, physical power and brute force can look impressive, but they fade so quickly. They're usually driven by pure ego, and they just burn right through your energy reserves. Intelligence and strategy, on the flip side, are all about adapting to danger. They actively reduce your risk and create lasting, sustainable success. Chanakya firmly believed that smart planning and looking ahead will always outlast brute force. And the best part? They do it with a mere fraction of the effort.
Patience allows events to settle, which lets clarity just rise to the surface naturally. Think about how often we react purely out of panic, right? Well, when everyone else is completely exhausting themselves with emotional, knee-jerk reactions, a calm and prepared mind simply sits back and quietly observes. Waiting for that precise, right moment drastically reduces your struggle while basically multiplying your results. Okay, on to Section 3. Adaptability and hidden strength, changing direction without ego.
So handling sudden pressure effectively really comes down to a specific, fluid sequence. Step 1, you hide your strength through silent preparation. Step 2, you adapt to danger by changing direction calmly, and this means leaving your ego completely out of it. If a plan fails, pivoting quickly saves your energy and opens up entirely new paths. And finally, Step 3, you surprise them with impact. By staying flexible, you aren't showing weakness, you're actually demonstrating massive strategic strength.
Now, Chanakya offers a really vital warning here, and it's a bit of a reality check. Speaking too much, whether that's oversharing your big career goals around the office or broadcasting your next big move all over social media, it just attracts envy and completely unnecessary obstacles. Success actually grows so much faster when your plans remain private. Keeping things quiet protects your focus and stops anyone else from coming in and derailing your progress. Just remember this simple rule. True power does not announce itself. Period. When you guard your strength with silence, it stays steady and highly trustworthy. And when your action finally does make an appearance, well, it surprises everyone and hits with massive impact.
Which brings us to Section 4, escaping unnecessary battles, choosing peace over ego.
Let's be honest, ego is just exhausting. It pushes people to constantly try and prove their strength and assert dominance, which ultimately completely ruins your focus and judgment. True intelligence, on the other hand, actively seeks out peace, safety, and long-term survival. Real authority comes from your own self-control. It definitely doesn't come from exhausting yourself trying to dominate every single tiny interaction.
We really need to completely redefine what winning actually looks like. Real victory isn't always about conquering. It's about avoiding loss, protecting your peace, and being willing to walk away from toxic people just to preserve your own mental energy. You know, walking away isn't cowardice at all. As ancient texts and practical life constantly show us, escaping a toxic or pointless situation is a mark of high intelligence and quiet, grounded strength.
And finally, Section 5, Applying Fox Intelligence Today, Modern Survival.
This isn't just some dusty ancient theory, folks. This is highly applicable to your daily life. Whether you're navigating crazy workplace politics, dealing with a really difficult personal relationship, trying to outsmart a business competitor, or just managing everyday conflicts, choosing timing and strategy over a loud, ego-driven reaction is your absolute best shield. You use your awareness and clear judgment to stop a loss before it even has a chance to touch you.
So I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, are you going to waste your energy trying to prove your strength to everyone around you? Or will you use your intelligence to quietly, strategically protect your peace? The choice is entirely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep adapting, and stay focused out there.